Hello guys and welcome back to another Fat Jeeps video. I hope everybody's doing wonderful and safe. In today's video guys, we're finally going to be switching out the headlights to the Demonites. I've been dying to do this video. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get started. Today's video is going to be sponsored by American Modified guys, so go check them out. Everything's going to be in the description below. So sorry, it's a little gloomy outside today. It's a little rainy, so we're going to pull the Jeep inside the garage and let's get started. Alright guys, so for today's installation, this is exactly what I'm going to be using. You know, we got stuff for the wiring, a stripper, for the butt connectors, a clamper, I believe is what it's called. Some Tessa tape to make it look nice and original. Zip ties for the harness. Any sort of clip remover or push-in remover. That's what I'm going to be using. A 10 mil with a socket wrench. This is going to be, you know, for the ground and the battery terminals for the Bluetooth module. And this is going to be a T15. This is going to be to remove the ring around the headlight bezel. And then a drill for the T15. So these are the things I'm going to be using. Now, let's get started. Alright guys, so this is the box it comes in. Of course, American Modified does not play around with their packages. They make sure they're nice and safe. So let's get started. I'm going to open it up real quick. Bear with me, I only have one hand. I can see it already. Oof. Alright guys, so this is the headlight. Look how beautiful they look. Obviously you got the LEDs, you got the cables, everything's plug and play guys. Look at that. They're so beautiful. So I'm gonna set this aside. See, it comes with the plug and play harness. So it plugs into the headlight to the factory Jeep headlight sockets. These are for the RGBs, because these are halos and the demon eyes. And then we got the other headlights. The other headlights, same location. They look so beautiful. And then here's the harness as well, with I believe the relays. There's the Bluetooth module. Let's take this out. Alright guys, so this is everything that comes in the package. Of course, American Modified, they do their best to make everything very simple. They label all the cables. Let me show you. So it says A, B, and C. So you know where to plug them in. That's awesome. So this installation is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Thanks to American Modified. Alright guys, so now the first thing I suggest we do is before we start installing or taking apart anything in the Jeep, we lay out the harness and the headlights so we have an idea on where we're gonna plug what, and to see how we can hide, you know, the modules and stuff like that. Make the install look clean. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. Cut the zip ties, extend them, see how far they are. All right guys, so what I did was put the headlights side by side. Like this is passenger, that's driver. I connected all the harnesses. This is obviously for the headlight, low beam, high beam. Did it on that side. I maneuvered everything to see and organize how I could wire up everything. Very, very simple. Obviously A, B, and C, you connect those three together. And obviously that's the Bluetooth module, and then that's the positive and negative that you're gonna be connected to the battery. So I already got an idea on how the wiring is gonna go. Now let's get to the grill so we can start taking it apart and installing the new headlights. All right guys, so first thing you're gonna wanna do is obviously pop your hood. There's gonna be 6 pins, pushing pins. So there's one right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're gonna go ahead, pop those out, and then we're gonna pull the grill out and I'll show you guys. All right guys, so these are the 6 pins. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna go ahead and grab our tool and pry them open. Bear with me, I'm doing this with one hand. Okay, so no judging, please. There was one. Put that aside. All right, guys, so I already removed the 6 pins. What you're gonna wanna do now is come behind and the turn signal, you're gonna push it downwards and pull it out, just like that. Okay, guys, whatever you do to one side, remember to do the same to the other. All right, guys, so now once both turn signals are out, 6 clips are out, what you're gonna wanna do is pull towards you, just like that. Don't be scared, it's not gonna break. So now you're gonna have some more clips at the bottom. So that's where you're gonna pull towards you, just like that, and it comes right out. Go ahead and put this on this side. What you want to do is grab your T15, and we're going to remove the 4 bolts that are holding the ring that holds the light. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to remove those 4 bolts. The ring comes down, then we'll be able to pull out the headlight. All right, guys, do not lose those 4 screws or that ring. Those things are very important. That's what holds the headlight in. So we're gonna put that aside and start disassembling. All right, guys, so these are aftermarket headlights. So we are gonna have a little extra cables. So we have the RGB, of course, that are already there. And then anti-flicker. All right, guys, so what you guys wanna gonna do is remove the headlight. Being factory or an aftermarket, remove all the modules, all the accessories, just obviously leave the OEM bracket. Guys, so something that I recommend before any headlight install, that you always check that they work before installing the whole thing. It's gonna suck when you install everything and one of the headlights is defective or something like that. So what I always do, I check the headlight before I mount anything. Just plug them in, you know, put your high beam, low beam, check that they work. Once they work, we'll get back to the install. So I went ahead, checked the headlights, and of course they work. So now what we're doing is installing the harness for the RGB lights, the halos and the demon eye. So what I like doing, I'm not a big fan of running harnesses close to the engine, radiator and stuff like that. So what I do, I usually run it on the front side of the radiator support. So like that, you know, less likely for the cables to heat up, stuff like that. So I always run it in the front with the original harness, and then we'll run it on the side so we could avoid any contact with motor or any heat, any exposure of any sort. All right, guys, so for the RGB lights, what I'm gonna do is go from behind. The horn might get in the way, and then I'm gonna make them come out right there. Now the regular cables and stuff like that, I'm gonna have these sit right here. I'm gonna zip tie them right there, or if not, in this little pocket right there, so we can't see them, but I'm gonna have them zip tied. And now I'm gonna run the cables, zip tie them here, and run across. This is my camera, so ignore this jumbo. I'm gonna fix that. It's kind of how it looks. You can barely tell, but obviously you have your A, B, and C for your RGBs and your headlight. So I ran in the harness for the inside, and then made it come around all the way around. Obviously I'm gonna zip tie everything so it's not noticeable. Did the same thing on this side, and I passed the Bluetooth module all the way around. I don't have the stock intake, so it makes my install a lot easier. Obviously I'm gonna cover all those wires, and then I clamped these on for the female correction for the terminals for the battery, of course. Now the good thing is too, the way we're running it through the front is that you're not even gonna see the cables. Reason being, you're gonna have the grill above all this, especially the Angry Grill. It's a little more forward, so it's able to just hold in a lot more cables. So now what we're gonna do is obviously install the headlights, RGBs, and then we'll move on to the battery connections. All right, guys, so obviously I already have the headlights connected, factory harness, A, B, and C. So now what we're gonna do is put the headlight on, put the ring around it, and then we're gonna install the 4 screws. Guys, be mindful that the headlight does have these little, you can say, guides. So you can see here's 1, there's 3 of them. Here's 2, and here's 3. So try to guide them before you put them in, so you get the nice tight fit and a perfect alignment. All right, guys, so now what I did was put the headlight in. Obviously everything's plugged in. Now we're gonna be installing the ring, you can see, and we're gonna be installing the 4 screws. Don't tighten all the way because the light does have to settle in. So that's done. Now what we're gonna be doing, the same exact thing, but now to the passenger side. So now the next step I like to do whenever I change the headlight, because every headlight's different, is you see this little screw right here with the same T25, you're able to adjust the headlight from going upwards or downwards. So I would recommend you turn on your headlights, get the Jeep to a wall, nice level wall, and see how the headlights, if they even out or they're too low or high. And then to rotate them, to go higher, you rotate to the right clockwise. To go lower, you're gonna go counterclockwise. So that's gonna be from here. With that as well, let's say when you left at the Jeep and your headlights are way too high, you're gonna wanna tighten it counterclockwise to lower the headlights a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now, adjusting it to my preference and start putting everything back. All right, guys, so run the wiring, hit the other ugly wiring. I use Testa tape, zip tied everything. So if you notice, everything's on the radiator support in front. I don't have to worry about putting anything in on the inside, like how I mentioned earlier. Zip tied them, everything's ready. Now the only thing we're gonna do is wire up the Bluetooth module and hide that. I'll show you guys where I'm going to be hiding. Connecting the cables to the positive and negative terminal. So I wired all the cables, plugged everything in, and look how beautiful they look. Outstanding. Now, the Bluetooth module, I put it in that little corner, so for whatever reason I lose the app on my cell phone or I get a new phone, I can just go into the engine bay, take a picture of that. I am going to have another video on how to use the headlights, the Bluetooth module, and, you know, a basic review. So now what we're going to be doing is putting back the grill. So the same thing we did in the first step, removing, we're just going to be doing it backwards. So we're going to be putting now back on the grill, turn signals, and then the 6 clips. Go back on. Turn this one. Let's go to the other side. Oops, sorry. Okay. Make sure everything's aligned. Sorry, that cable's the little camera I have. What you want to do now is push inwards. Clip there, another clip over here, just like that. All right, guys, now that the grill's installed, what I recommend we do now, last step, is put in all 6 push-in pins. All right, guys, so this is how it looks. Sorry that the Jeep is dirty. It's been raining non-stop, so I haven't been able to clean her. They're so pretty. Okay, guys, so this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. There is going to be a part 2 to this video. I'm going to show you guys how to use the app, how they look at night and stuff like that, the RGB colors. So stay tuned for that video. Also, guys, don't forget to check out American Modified. They have great products, great customer service, so go check them out. Everything's in the description below. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Fat Jeeps. If you guys have any questions, DM me, any tips, anything you guys would like to see me do a video on next, comment down below. Also, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next one.